their close dear ones are keeping safe and keeping good health. This is a difficult times. We understand all of it, and I think as you were talking, Vipul, about Puma's success, I think Puma's success is a people story, if I may extremely confidently say about it. You can hear our managing director also talking about it at times at various forums, and whatever Puma has achieved is it's only and only because of the kind of people that we have, the kind of team that we have, the solidarity that we show midst of any kind of ups or downs. When it comes to business, when it comes to communities, we are always there together as a team. Having said that, my association with Puma has been for a little over 3.5 years now. My journey, of course, started. It's a very conventional degrees that I have. I have an engineering, I have a BTech, and MBA, which is a very very cliche
Yeah,
combination to have.
yeah.
What propelled me was the 2008, if I 2008 2009. There was a recession in that year when there was a global crisis. A lot of automobile companies had gone bankrupt. I was a graduate engineering trainee at that point of time, and unfortunately, I was asked to leave from my job. And all I could think of at that age and stage in life was that, listen, my manager did not get fired. I got fired probably because he has an MBA. So that is the first thing that is there in your mind. कि यार MBA कर लिया होता तो शायद मैं I wouldn't have been in the line of fire. So I thought, all right, let me figure out how things are going to work. And by the time all of this happened, cat etc were gone. So for a year I worked in a startup where I was probably the HR admin, peon, salary, accountant, everything, every role into one.
Yeah.
um, but I'm sure we all do things to
All
keep
do
ourselves.
all of us, have that journey. We have to experience all of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
absolutely. So
Absolutely.
we keep things to keep our boat floating. And after that I realized, okay, fine, I got through cat, I did my MBA. And once you start doing MBA, you realize that, okay, there's some, of course, there's a lot of technical aspect to the MBA piece, and there's a lot of managerial aspect when it talks about people management, when it talks about stakeholder management there. After my MBA, I had joined Wipro. It was a campus placement. Then I worked with Sapmiller, Arvind, Puma. So it's been quite different sectors that I have worked across. Wipro was IT, Sapmiller was Alcobev. Then they were taken over by Anhusher in Bev, which has Budweiser as their primary brand. After Sapmiller, I joined Arvind, which was again a manufacturing, because I was the business unit HR for denims. And
Wow.
then it is Puma, which is retail. So various segments, that's
Yeah,
various
yeah.
sectors that I have worked across. And yes, I think it's been quite an enriching journey. Each sector, each job, each team teaches you a lot of aspect about work, about yourself, and definitely you grow in your career as you progress.
So, as you said, you have worked within different environments and distinct fields. So, when we say Puma is a fitness and a sports brand, what do you think is different in this company you work at? What is different about sports and fitness as such as an industry?
Okay. So Puma as a brand is definitely extremely agile, if I may say, and it lives by its tagline of being forever faster.
Yeah.
Processes change very quickly, business model change very quickly. We exhibit agility in each and every aspect of work that we do. So that is different. Arvind was a huge. It's a conglomerate. It's a legacy organization, and it has various other businesses attached to it. Whether you talk about textile, you talk about brands, you talk about sustainability, you talk about water. Even within textile, you have several kind of textile.
Yeah.
It's a huge different giant. The processes there are very very different, and textile is one of the oldest industries in the country. Sabmiller was into alcohol. It was more into distribution business, more focused on product, more focused on how do you, and also there the kind of marketing that you do, the kind of sales that you do, the kind of territory you divide was very very different. It was
Different.
completely different learning. Yeah, and Wipro again is a giant when I
Yeah.
talk about IT. So yes, it's very very process driven, very different companies. So when you ask me about how the sports or the fitness field, I think in this, I'll keep the context to the recent times,
Mhm.
that in this current time, one thing which we all have seen is the importance of health and fitness.
Yeah, true.
Maybe people who were having sedentary lifestyle till now have also started to walk, not like outside. Please don't walk outside, at least on your terrace, balcony, whichever is a
Yeah,
closed
yeah, yeah.
space, safe space. I have never seen so many runners on the streets
Yeah,
post November last year
true.
as I had seen it like in the end of 2020 or beginning of
Yeah.
2021. um, Gyms, because I think when the partial lockdown got over, things started getting back to normal during Diwali and New Year's time. I think one thing which I saw was that everybody was talking about fitness. And I believe that was also a reason why Puma was able to show signs of recovery in the first quarter of this year. Of
Yeah.
course, unfortunately, again,
Again, this
March,
lockdown
April has
happened.
been
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
again partial lockdown, and the medical infrastructure has been into very difficult space at
Difficult
this
space.
point of
Yeah.
time. So keeping that aside, but yes, I think apart from having a lifestyle, that lifestyle depend. I've seen the football, sorry, the cricket boots that the players had sported. RCB, Virat Kohli being our brand ambassador, you could have spotted I've seen him sporting the recently has made the conscious visibility is so high, and you keep on seeing Puma at various different spots across the channel, right? So this is also a way to tell people that, hey, we're making the right choice by associating in the right category with the right kind of teams. And yeah, and that's what probably contributes to us being the number one sports brand in the country.
I mean, it's really credible that you associate your success with with the people, with people who buy Puma or use Puma, and but I'm sure there is more to this, and the team which actually does the marketing, the HR, or does the R&D for the company is equally putting in effort to do that. So when we talk about HR, in specific, which is your role, so you must be hiring a lot of individuals pan India and in different roles, right from designing to say sales or managers.
Yeah.
So what kind of personality traits do you look at in different candidates for Puma?
I primarily look at, apart from, of course, having a sound technical knowledge of the role in which we are hiring. Let's say somebody, if I'm hiring a merchandiser, the person should understand how channels work. Somebody who I'll be hiring in sales should understand how that particular territory works. Let's say somebody, I'm hiring a area manager in North, for example. The person should understand what kind of market is Delhi, what kind of market is Haryana, what kind of market will be in Meerut, because NCR has different pieces to it. How do you compute a PNL of your partner accounts? How do you make sure that your stores are being profitable? What are the kind of initiatives that you have taken in context to any, like, let's say last year, what kind of initiatives did you take, if I'm hiring from that context. And a very basic thing that we look for is people who've demonstrated the Puma values, which is brave, confident, determined, and joyful across their tenure. Now, these Puma values is not only for the lateral hirings that I do, it is also applicable to the freshers that we hire.
Hmm.
Somebody, when I talk about brave, it means somebody who's taken risks in their career. Did they break the conventional mode and go beyond what was required for them to do, right?
Yeah.
It might not have been successful always. You might have done a project which failed.
Hmm.
We hire a lot of people who started their own startups and probably did not do well. It was not profitable, they had to shut shops. But then they took that kind of a risk, they took that kind of a challenge, right? They demonstrated that braveness in their career. or in the choices they made, right? When I talk about confidence, it means, do you have conviction in what you say? You can be wrong for all, you know, I care, but at least you have the conviction to put across your point. You're not afraid to hold back your opinion,
Yeah.
right? So that is one piece. Determined, did you it shows in the career choices that you would have made in your resume, or in your tenure of life. What are the kind of, let's say, do you demonstrate diversity in your work? Do you demonstrate inclusivity in your work? How has your behavior been with your team members, with your batchmates? Does your professor recommend you, right, at the end of the year? Do they recommend you as, oh, this is an exceptionally brilliant student in academics, or do they recommend you, hey, listen, this might not be the 90 percentile in the batch, but he or she is an all rounder, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of thing. And joyful, of course, you have to be happy with what you have.
Yeah.
You have to demonstrate that positivity
Yeah.
around. You
Yeah.
can't be
Yeah.
depressed and dull, right? Because that is going to rub off on your colleagues who are
Yeah.
going to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are some of the basic
Well
elements
done,
from a
well done,
personality
well done.
fitment that,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
no problems.
Yeah.
So these are some of the basic elements from a personality fitment that I look into. Rest, of course, as I said, is very specific to the skills that is required for the role.
Yeah. Okay. That's great to know. But one more thing which I was always thinking about when we talk about Puma and the success which it has achieved in the past few years. Puma, when they launched, it was more of a lifestyle brand, more of attractive colors and the when I have also used Puma when it launched early, and now today we see products, Puma products, which are much more comfortable and scientifically designed. So when this is a big change coming in the overall model of the company, as a HR head or a HR department, what kind of recruitments you do with respects to hiring people who have that out of the box thinking, or the R&D department, or the designing people who design. So can you put some light on that?
So R&D for Puma happens globally. It happens in Germany and not in India. So R&D,
Okay.
I will
Okay.
not be able to comment upon.
Okay.
When it comes to the designing and all, I think we go to a lot of designing schools across the country. You have NIFT, you have NID, etc., FDDIs, where people will have the knowledge of the product, will have understanding of the kind of, let's say, if you're talking about a footwear, the kind of sole that is required to propel running, right? Like we have a
Yeah.
hybrid sole, we have Zetic as a technology, which does compression, and then it gives you a propelling to run for long distance, right?
Hmm.
So people who understand these kind of technologies is the person that I would probably look for hiring in a design team. Someone who understand the aesthetics of design. What are the kind of, let's say, if you're designing an apparel, what is the kind of um, a material that is to be used in a training t-shirt, vis-a-vis the kind of combination that you require in athleisure kind of a t-shirt, right? Or an athleisure kind of a apparel. So somebody who understand these technical acumens would probably be best suited for design. Coming to Puma's change in terms of the merchandises that have come has also been propelled by the customer feedbacks that we received. It is also based on the kind of inputs that we receive from our teams on the stores,
Yeah.
because they know season after season what does well, what does not do well, what is the
Yeah.
kind of products that the competitors are launching, what is the new technology that the competitors have, and then how do we create an edge, or how do we create that gap between the competitors and us.
Okay.
Like of late, a lot of athleisure has been, if you happen to visit puma.com website, you can see a lot of athleisure apparels or footwears, etc. there. That has been the simple reason because now people are working from home. They
Yeah.
want to look good while they are on the cameras, because now video calling has become the norm, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
earlier audio
Yeah.
calling was the norm, now it's a video call.
Video call.
Yeah, anytime, like Saturday, Sundays. Just because you're not going outside doesn't mean you lose check on you
Yeah.
lose your
Yeah.
friends, or
Yeah.
don't meet your relatives. So birthdays are happening on video calls, or even functions are happening where people are attending, and you would want to look good.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing insight. I mean, Shruti, for the audience, it is something important to note here. Like, a company, running a sportswear brand, an athletics brand, or a fitness brand. they have changed themselves with the time. Like you said, people today are sitting at home, and you are getting out products which could be comfortable sitting at home. This
Yeah.
is out of the box thinking. I mean, I would have never thought something this kind of thought process would be put in the sales or the marketing campaigns. So this is something amazing. Moving ahead, we would also want to know, like, when you hire people, do you have any training and development process, or it's like it is on the go experience they have to take in the stores, or in your warehouses, or how is it like? Do you have a specific technology you work with, or how is the training and development done for your HR team,
For the HR team, for the employees.
employees, HR team, everyone? When you
Okay.
hire people.
Okay. So before hiring the candidates, of course, we don't have that kind of a authority over them to train them. But of course, once they join Puma, we have our induction program. We have our onboarding where we get a 360-degree induction. They get to understand what are the different departments, what happens in different departments. They have one-on-one meetings with the departmental heads. During the offline days, one would also have coffee, or one would be having lunch with a cross functional team or with their teams. We would do a floor walk where they can understand which team are they working, what are the other teams in that same floor, because our office has several floors, right? Or after that, we would probably ask them to work one day at a full price store, one day at a factory outlet, one day in a large format store, or in a shop and shop, so that they experience from a consumer point of view what exactly does Puma make you feel when you walk into the stores. They work as a mystery shopper for that, and they have to do one mystery shopping and then give a feedback into how the entire experience has been, or how the customer journey has been for them. So this is one aspect of onboarding and induction. Apart from that, regarding the job, regarding the role, there are several trainings which we do digitally. Whether it's technical training that you want to do, or there is behavioral training that you want to do, we have several modules which are digitally launched, and people can enroll themselves and do it. Apart from that, Puma also supports our employees and their kids also if they want to pursue education. So we have a certain allowance which is given to each employee if they want to pursue something, a course which is in line to what they work, or certification which is in line. In case if the employee is married and has kids, we would support kids education as well. Every year we sponsor a couple of employees to do their higher education, whether they want to pursue, let's say, somebody, a lot of people pursue MBAs, executive MBAs, full-time MBAs, whichever way it works for them. So we keep on doing these, we have these structures, these policy structures in place which supports education, which supports skill development, and we always promote our employees to upskill themselves every year on year. So while there was a pandemic, even last year, we did not cut out on these allowances because we
Wow.
understood that people would want to upskill themselves in the time. And as basic as, like, I am learning German, not required for my role, right?
Mhm.
Last year, I enrolled to learn Spanish. I thought maybe I'll use my time productively. It's not that I'm hiring somebody in Spain, right? Or neither is I'm hiring some Spanish candidate in India for the role. But it is something that I'm trying in upskilling, and my company supported me in doing it.
Wow.
So yes, these are a couple of things that Puma is extremely favored towards. Puma definitely believes that each one of us has this right to upskill, has the right to educate themselves as much as they can, and we should promote them and we should support them in this journey.
Wow. Wow. Just great to know the amazing initiatives Puma takes to upskill their employees. When we talk about job roles, it's a general known fact that a sports brand store, it is just warehousing and getting the products in the store and selling it. So could you identify different job roles which Puma might have, just to understand what is the hierarchy, or what is the organizational structure you have? Because most of us today here we have sports management students, or even sports science students, or sports enthusiasts who would want to understand what goes behind a successful company. You obviously you are running like a corporate entity today, and it's not just sales executives and store managers. It is much more than that. So
Yeah.
what kind of job roles are there in the company? What is the organizational structure you have?
Okay, so the employee base is primarily divided into two major buckets, if I may say, or two major cohorts, if I may say.
uh
One is the retail cohort, which you see in the stores.
Mhm.
Again, that cohort has sub cohorts because you have exclusive brand outlets, your owned and operated stores, you have large format shop and shop, and then you have partner retail. The second big cohort is the back end cohort. So back end cohort will be all those functions to support the front end cohort. All right.
Okay.
When I talk about front end, you will have people at the store. Store hierarchy will include your store manager, assistant store manager, a store supervisor, sales associate, and a stock in charge. The store manager, assistant store manager forms the store management team. They are supposed to run the day-to-day operations. They are responsible for the P&L of the store, ensuring that there is no pilferage. We are compliant. There are a lot of new initiatives which are taken at the store. The store supervisor and sales associates primary responsibility would be to sell the merchandise. Stock in charge is the person who's responsible for the entire backroom operations. Backroom as in making sure the stock is moving correctly, the stock is counted, the stock is replenished as soon as it gets over on the racks. So this is primarily the hierarchy at the store. Now, over and above store manager, you have cluster manager. Cluster manager will manage more than one set of stores.
Okay.
So, like say 5, 6 stores would be managed by a cluster manager. Then is an area manager who would probably manage an entire state. So area manager may be for Bangalore, area manager can be for Hyderabad, can be for Delhi NCR, can be for Punjab, all depending on how the distribution of the stores is like. And the area above the area manager is the regional retail manager who manages the entire region. So Puma primarily has north, south, west, and east as 4 regions, and then the regional head manages the entire revenue for or the entire business for that particular channel for the region. And then is the director for retail. Of course, he manages the pan India operations. Similarly, when I talk about the back end functions, you will have merchandising team, buying and merchandising team, which decides on what are the kind of products we will be buying for the seasons, for different seasons. The merchandising team makes sure that the allocation of these merchandise is done correctly across the channels so that there is replenishment, there is never an inventory shortage, and we are optimizing on our discounts and on our sales that happens
Mhm.
across the channels. Supporting the merchandising team is the sourcing team. The sourcing team is responsible to source these things, these
Okay.
merchandise. It can
Imports,
be
imports, imports, imports of goods from,
imports or goods, yes,
yeah.
imports. So whether it's a local manufacturing that they have to tie up with the partners, with the factories or suppliers, or do you have to source it externally from different countries, right?
Yeah.
So that is the sourcing team. You have your finance team, which manages the finance operations for the entire for channels, whether it's wholesale, whether it's retail. We have an audit team which makes sure that audits are happening periodically across the stores. Then you have your IT, the projects and IT team, which takes in a lot of intervention when it comes to automation, IT infrastructure, setting up the infrastructure for Puma India. Then HR is there. HR is also divided similarly into 2 cohorts. One HR manages the entire corporate team, and the other HR, which is me, managing the entire retail piece.
Employees. Yeah.
Yeah, the retail employees. Then you have e-commerce. E-commerce will also be into 2 parts. One is B2C e-commerce and one is B2B e-commerce. B2C e-commerce is primarily your Puma.com, where it's direct to consumer, and then the B2B is more about partnering with Mintras and Amazons and Flipkarts of the world, where the business happens from a business to business perspective. You have a marketing team. We have marketing team which is also working heavily on the kind of content into the new age marketing, the digital marketing that goes on our social media channels, or the kind of PR and communication that we do across various media agencies. So this is there. And yes, last not the least, we have the legal team to make sure that we are compliant in all aspects, and we are protected. Our brand is protected from any kind of
Infringements.
misuse
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah. I
things.
mean, just it's such an amazing thing to know. Like just we see just a sports shoe or apparel brand, but such a big team is working behind that. And all of us would like to know how they can also be part of such retail opportunities because Puma obviously is growing in India. How many stores do you have today as of now?
So owned and operated would be 119, which will have around 908 employees.
Wow.
Our LFR, our large format and large format retail and shop in shop business will have close to around 150
Wow.
doors, and that will be having close to, I think, 500 employees, 490 something employees. And then you have partner retail, which has around huge, which is around 2,000,
Wow.
2,500
Wow.
employees. So
I
it's like
think
a very huge.
for all of us, there are so many opportunities available. I mean, all people who get into sports, they think, they can just work into a sports company like a marketing company or an academy. No one even thought about sports retail. And
Yeah.
today, like you said, everyone is getting into fitness, and this is obviously going to grow. And brands like Puma, even brands like Under Armour from US are coming in India now. I remember when we used to source Under Armour products, they were not ready to sell in India because they didn't feel the India as a market. And now suddenly every other brand, even Asics, were not ready to sell in India. Now every other brand wants to come to India. So there is so much of opportunity today, and I'm sure all our audience will, take a cue from this. And if you want to make a career in retail, you can look at these opportunities coming up. Having said all of that, Puma has done amazing marketing work with respects to having brand ambassadors, or even amazing ads which they create, or marketing campaigns which you have. So right from getting people like Kareena Kapoor, or you're getting Jacqueline Fernandez from the Bollywoods, and you're getting Virat Kohli to sign as a brand ambassador now. Virat partnering with the One X brand which you have created jointly. So tell me more about your marketing ideas and how, as a HR function, you support the marketing vertical.
Okay, so marketing, I think, is a very new age marketing that we have started to get into, whether it was the launch of our campaign last year, which is called United in Sport,
Uh-huh.
where we launched a campaign nationwide, partnering with not only the social media channels, but also partnering with campuses, etc., where we asked people to demonstrate the spirit of sportsmanship, because it's extremely important to have that kind of a resilience, to have that kind of teamwork, have that kind of camaraderie and sport, and nothing builds it like sport does, right?
Yeah, true.
So we had students from the campuses doing certain activities, and we just said that, okay, this is about united in sport, and it does not mean that you have to play a specific
Players
sport
for,
to be
yeah,
united,
yeah,
right?
yeah, true.
For all you can be doing fitness. For all you can be skipping in your house, of course, because you can't step out, right? People shot their videos, people had put it on and tagged Puma on the Instagram page. Then we had a live session with Virat Kohli and the
Wow.
Man City manager Pap, where a lot of conversation happened, which created a huge buzz on social media, which was taken very, very well. And I'm sure we'll have several sessions like that, in the times to come as well. So we
Mhm.
are leveraging the latest, or we know that social media is something which is there for everybody. Everybody is having it at the tip of their fingers, and we are trying and leveraging it as much as possible. Whether you talk about marketing activities, or whether you talk about having your online or your demand team sit and read the kind of insights that the customers or the people who visits our store, our website, or visit our social media channel, what are the kind of people we have tied up with a lot of influencers. We've tied up with, of course, as you rightly said, the right kind of brand ambassadors, whether it's Virat, whether it's KL Rahul, whether it's Kareena Kapoor Khan. Jacqueline is not on the list, so
She was not there, is it? Oh,
yeah, so
I had
Jacqueline
read
is
it
not
somewhere.
there, but we
Yeah,
have Mary Com, we have
very
Duti
good.
Chand.
Wow.
Yeah, so very, very strong female ambassadors, which are there on board with us, which have partnered with us.
Sara Ali Khan also did some campaigns, I think.
Yes, Sara Ali Khan was, yes, she was there for, I think, last year she was there with us. So a lot of these partnership has also resulted in very, very positive, positive brand equity, which has been
Yeah,
created for
yeah.
Puma, has helped us to definitely have this leverage over our competitors. And any kind of marketing that we plan, any kind of marketing activity or event or activation that we plan, now of course has to be digitally, and we make sure that the campaign is not just limited to the external consumer, but we also involve a lot of our employees from the store teams to be a part of those campaign, to demonstrate that campaign live in the store, so that people
Wow.
get a little more excited.
Excited.
um,
Yeah.
and that kind of creates the buzz in the market.
Wow. Wow. One another important point for all of us here to note is, Puma, apart from the competitor brands, have been, extensively investing in marketing, and then you've got these female brand ambassadors now,
Yes.
and that has added a lot of, a new audience today. Because initially, I don't know, even Nike or other brands never had a lot of, female stuff in their stores. They had a men's section which was obviously bigger every time. But today, when we go to all other stores, the female section is also, equally bigger, having that much of inventory in the store. So this is something very good to learn from, that Puma has invested in a lot of branding activities, getting such brand ambassadors on board. Moving ahead, like you said, you do a lot of for your employees and for their kids, and to upskill them in their education. So, what is that one USP, or few USPs which you would think like Puma has, with in terms of giving the best to their employees, not just hiring them and paying them their monthly salary, but what extra does Puma do apart from all these perks which you're offering? What kind of organizational culture you have in Puma?
Okay. So at Puma, we have a extremely performance-driven culture.
Mhm.
Puma is one of those few organization that makes you so comfortable that probably you don't want to step out of it. And hence, our leadership team, if you see, is extremely stable. We have leaders who worked with us for 12, 14 years now.
Wow.
It is not strange when somebody says, "Oh, I'm completing 8 years. I'm completing 10 years." We have a lot of tenured employees with us,
Wow.
and for the simple reason, see, there's competition everywhere, right? And if you are the leading brand, it's not like you don't get offers, right? Everybody get offers of
Yeah.
job. But
Yeah.
why do people still choose to stick around? Because they know that Puma is an employer which is going to stand by you irrespective of what come may in the market or what come may in the business. Um, and hence I say it's a performance driven culture, because we have all high potentials or high performers in the team. And it is not an easy job to keep them sticking to the role, right?
True.
Because
True.
the
True.
person who's a high performer or high potential is a hot cake in the market as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So making sure that we involve them cerebrally in the kind of work they are doing, we make sure that they are entrenched to the role, keep on giving new challenges, make sure that we have several cross functional initiatives to be taken, so that people get a 360 purview of the kind of job that they are doing. How is the impact, how is their role impacting some other team, right? And
Mhm.
also this kind of builds your knowledge base, so we keep on seeing people, fluidity within the system. Somebody who's done merchandising can also be a part of HR project. Somebody like me, who's in HR, can also be part of the wholesale or the sales projects.
Wow.
That kind of exposure you get, which is of course a huge learning, because you just
Learning.
can't
Yeah.
sit there in the meeting, right? You have to
Yeah. Yeah. You
contribute,
have to contribute. Yeah. Yeah.
which means you have to prepare yourself for
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apart from that, we have a lot of benefits for the employees, whether you talk about their medical, benefits. Our medical insurances are not just for the employees, but also for their families, for their in-laws, for spouses, kids. We make sure, like in the current times, of course, it has become the norm. Our COVID support team is extremely active, whether it is only for the employees or even for their extended families. We make sure that we have helplines. There is a lot of mental emphasis on mental wellness, whether we have certified counselors who can talk about your careers, who can talk about relationship advices. We have a lot of sessions of awareness being conducted on diversity, on inclusion, where people get to understand. People from different communities come and have a talk session with the employees, so that it opens up their horizon. um, they get to understand what happens in the business outside the Puma world. And this is how we make sure that people are learning holistically while they are on the job. So it's their personal growth coupled with the professional growth is what makes them stick around.
Uh, uh, amazing to know that the Puma is such a amazing place to work, and all of us today who are there in this webinar can think of getting into a career in retail now, and I'm sure this is going to go grow tenfold in the coming years. Having said all of that, the pandemic has affected all the businesses today.
Yes.
and we see a lot of businesses moving online now. I've seen many shops, local shops, who have shut down and moved online. So with respect to sales and how has Puma managed to keep up the sales in the pandemic? Has it grown or declined?
See, of course, compared to last year, it will decline.
Yeah,
You will
yeah,
not have it
yeah,
at the same. It will be
yeah.
a very
Yes.
what do you call, very skewed comparison to do. It will not be a justified comparison. But last year also we had taken a lot of new initiatives. We started pop-up stores. We started initiative called Puma on the Move, where we had uh, set up Puma kiosks in the residential societies, where
Wow.
we had a small activity set up where we'd invite kids from the societies to come and play. And
Great.
it was a small play area. They could play basketball, they could play football, and
Wow.
it would be like a pop-up store where you could come and shop.
Wow.
So the thought was, if you cannot come to the Puma store will come to
Welcome to
you.
you.
Yes, we will make sure that you don't miss out on that experience of what you experience in an offline retail. Apart from that, we had several initiative about Mask Up, where we had set up the mask kiosks, because the mask is a mandate, is a norm now. And of course, there is a lot of increase in the traffic which has moved to digital.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Puma was always into omni-channel retail, and it was not just dependent on their offline stores.
Huh.
So, because of this diversification of the stores, we were able to manage and navigate, and hence a comeback was being seen in the
Okay.
first quarter. But
First quarter.
yeah, means unfortunately we will have a
Yeah,
downgrade,
yeah, yeah,
and we
yeah.
hope that by next month or maybe by July, things should be back, and by
Yeah.
August up and running.
Yeah, we've been looking at the projections which they have for the vaccination drive. By September, October, they are foreseeing that they might have 1 crore vaccines in a month. So if that
Wow,
happens, let's see
that's a very
how things.
positive
Yeah,
sign.
yeah, positive sign. Hopefully, things go well. Uh, so now just to talk about some fun aspects that you've been involved with the decision making team in Puma. So obviously you must have met Virat and all these celebs. So any moments which you could share with us. How are these guys? Everyone here would want to know how is Virat, and how does he carry himself, and with being associated with Puma, how it is.
Okay, so I think getting that space with Virat is any which way is extremely difficult, because he's a very busy man. But
Busy
I
guy,
must say that
yeah,
very focused on fitness. I don't think so he misses out on his fitness regime even after his match.
yeah,
Once he's done with match, he'll still go and work out in the gym, which is like, I
crazy, yeah,
personally, like, I feel that's a huge thing. It's a huge
yeah,
commitment that you do.
yeah,
And of course, the extremely grounded person who knows, who's grown in the like, who's grown within. It's not somebody who did not understand the difficulties in life, or somebody who was just born with a silver spoon. It's not that. He's worked
yeah,
very hard to be where he
yeah,
is.
yeah.
So I think that ways I'd say very grounded. I'm sorry I don't have any of those snippets. Maybe next time I can have my colleague who manages these celebrities. He can
Okay.
definitely share
So
some
probably he
stories
can
with us.
join in for a 10 minutes or so, wherein we can understand the fun moments these guys have, and it's fun to know all these behind the scenes activities. Anyways,
Yeah, so
moving ahead, yeah,
that probably he will be the right person
yeah.
to talk about, whether it's Virat or whether it's Yuvraj Singh or KL Rahul. I think
Oh,
he manages, so he
yeah.
knows it better.
Great, great. So, for the audience, if you have any questions, you can quickly raise your hands so you can ask them personally instead of typing in the chat box. We can take few questions before we move ahead. Any questions you might have, you can just raise your hand. If you want to know about careers in sports retail, or how if you want to work with Puma, how you can do that. What is the start? Where do you start? So anyone who wants to ask any questions, you can raise your hand, so I can give you the access to ask a question. Anyone here who wants to ask? No one. Yes. Sonam, yes. Go ahead, Sonam.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Sonam.
Ma'am, I want to know what tips or advice would you give to someone interviewing at Puma?
Okay. I think first thing I would say is please be prepared with your functional knowledge. If you're a student, you can be asked questions on the subjects that you've studied. So make sure you're thorough with that. That is very, very important. If you are somebody who's already in job, make sure you know what you're doing, right? You're not just there to get a salary. So you should know the kind of job you're doing, why you're doing this job, how does it add up to the overall organizational picture. Secondly, as I've earlier also said, be confident, show that confidence in the interview, show that you're somebody on whom the organization can bank upon, somebody who's not having a very closed mindset, somebody who's positive, who exuberates innovation, who is creative. And creativity can vary from field to field. Even in sales also you can be creative, right? You've taken initiatives. Somebody who has managed teams or has managed different stakeholders. Even as a student, you manage a lot of stakeholders. You manage your professor, you manage your batchmates, you manage, if you are part of those clubs and members, right? You manage that entire club, the members of those clubs, whether it's as basic as a photography club. um, some of the internships that you have done, or some of the projects that you have done while studying, because that is also very, very important, which shows how you have applied your technical knowledge into a practical scenario. So if these are the kind of things that you are prepared with for an interview, I'm sure you will crack.
Yeah, and about your experience.
About my experience.
Yeah.
About I didn't get it, like.
Experience in
About your
what, Sonam?
experience in how's your experience?
About
With respect to what, Sonam? Experience in what?
Experience in what, like about work, you like your work, or
Okay, about
you
how do you look see your work? How do you go to work, and how you enjoy your work? I think she
Okay,
means that.
I find a lot of meaning in my work, to be honest. Because when I hire a person, I don't look at just closing one position, but I think that I'm providing a livelihood, I'm providing an opportunity to somebody, and I think that's a huge responsibility to take. When I am hiring somebody at the stores, I know some of them, I know the backgrounds they come from. Some of them have personally shared with me the kind of stories, the kind of struggles, and I feel, and some of them are the only earning member in their family, right? Having a family or having that kind of a responsibility, I feel it's a huge thing to take, because you're giving employment to not just one person, but you're also maintaining a family. So it's a huge responsibility to do. When you upskill an employee, you think from the growth point of view, not your growth, but also how many leaders are you building in the team, right? So that gives you a lot of satisfaction, that gives you a lot of responsibility, that puts a lot of accountability into the role that you do, and I think that kind of gives me a satisfaction into my job.
Amazing to know this, Shruti, and it is very important for one to enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, and you should connect with what you do, and that makes a difference. Moving ahead, I don't think anyone else. Do you have any questions you want to ask Shruti? So we can quickly take one or two more. Anyone else? You can raise your hand, and I can give you an opportunity to ask a question. Yes, Akash. Akash, you want to ask something? You unmuted yourself. Anyone else who has a question, who wants to know about uh, jobs in retail, sports retail sector? Anyways, so moving ahead, what a few more questions before we end the session today. What kind of salary packages can we expect when we look at jobs in sports retail?
So that depends on the years of experience that you
Experience
have. It is based on the experience that you
as a
have.
fresher, as a fresher.
As a fresher, we keep on doing compensation benchmarking every year. So it changes from year to year, because we have these surveys which are deployed, so that we are giving at par with what the market scenario is at that current situation. And we are not losing out on good candidates because we are not able to pay to a certain band. So that is a very, very subjective, figure, which will
Yeah.
change on an
Okay.
annual basis.
Okay. I think there are no more questions from the audience. If you have any, you can quickly ask, or we can come to the end of the session and wrap it up. Okay, couple of fast fire round, quick questions for you to answer. Had you been in some other brand, which brand would you like to work with apart from Puma in the sports domain? Which
Uh,
brand? Which other brand?
I don't think so. I would
No?
want to work anywhere. I think I am very in this very nice bubble of Puma. I would want to stay. If at all I'm moving for a brand, then it will not be in the sports domain. I
Sports
will,
domain.
yeah,
Okay.
I will
Okay.
probably.
Okay. And who's your favorite athlete?
Honestly, I like Mary Kom.
Mary Kom?
Yes, I think she has shattered so many conventions. I think the amount of courage, her journey is like way too inspiring, way too inspiring. And I think it is because of women like her or women like Duti who are inspiring women from all sections, whether they come from the remotest villages in the cities to come ahead and make a career or choose sports as a career. So I think they would be my personal inspirations as well.
हेलो
Yes, Divij, you have a question to ask? Divij?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
मैम जैसे कॉलेज है कोई फिजिकल एजुकेशन का उसके लिए कोई स्पॉन्सरशिप चाहिए हो तो जैसे अगर कुछ 1000 प्यूमा के वो चाहिए शूज या कुछ तो उसके लिए कुछ स्पॉन्सर
स्पॉन्सरशिप के लिए मैं तो राइट पर्सन नहीं हूँ. आई कैन गिव यू द डिटेल्स ऑफ द राइट पर्सन. आप उनको मेल लिख सकते हो अपने स्पॉन्सरशिप प्रपोजल के लिए एंड इट इज on them to consider, not on my plate.
Divij, any other question you have apart from this?
नो सर
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, should you want to know more about how to get sponsorships, or if you want to know how you want to get associated as an athlete with Puma, you can
not
write to
only
them. Yeah, Divij.
not only sponsorship like 1000 players and for that 1000 shows how much costly it is.
So you can you can write an email to the Puma guys. You can take their email address from the website, and you can connect with them for that. Divij?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Harish. Yeah, Harish. Go ahead.
हाँ सर, गुड इवनिंग सर. गुड इवनिंग मैम. कैसे हो?
Good evening. All well, thank you. बताइए.
सर मैडम एक्चुअली ये रिटेल स्पोर्ट्स रिटेल में फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट के लिए कुछ स्कोप रहता है क्या इसमें?
हर डिपार्टमेंट के लिए स्कोप रहता है. फाइनेंस के लिए भी होता है. अगर आपने रिटेल फाइनेंस किया हो, होलसेल ऑपरेशंस देखे हो, आपने ऑडिट देखा हो, तो डेफिनेटली देयर इज अ स्कोप.
ओके मैम. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
So, like Shruti mentioned, if you can do a specialization in something, if you are, if you have an MBA in finance, or if you specialize in Tally or those softwares which are used, you can obviously shift the career from a normal career to a retail sector. That is possible. I think Shruti has mentioned some email IDs in the chat box if you want to connect with respect to sponsorship, I guess.
Yes, that's Binwant, who is responsible for sponsorship, so can reach out to him, write to him. I think he can probably help out.
Yes. I think any other questions from the audience? Anyone else has any question? Okay. So I think we've come to the end of this session, and as you know, there are so many sessions happening every day. So we were expecting a bigger audience, but then whatever we got is the best. And we'll be putting this on YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel, so people can come in and watch this session later on and understand. Like you mentioned, the email IDs, we'll also put that in the, if anyone wants to connect for sponsorships. So
Sure.
thank you so much, Shruti, for sharing your insights and how the sports retail sector is also growing, and so many opportunities are available in that too. And it is glad to have you on this platform, and thank you so much again.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Vipul, for the invitation, and thank you everybody who's been patient and listening to this.